It's morphin' time. What's up, everybody? And Davis here, getting ready to do my very late episode review for Power Rangers Megaforce episodes. Was it 6? Yeah, was it 5 or 6? It's 5. Yeah, 5. United We Stand. This basically was a female-centered episode. You know, picking up girl power. Yeah. um. Okay. How the episode basically starts off is with Gia and Emma are basically riding their bikes, in the woods and stuff, basically being like hardcore badasses girls that they really are. I mean, like, you don't see that many girls like doing all that shit with their bikes and shit. I mean, this is like a first for me. I mean, I haven't seen any girl like doing anything like on a bike since Ninja Storm. So, I mean, since Ninja Storm and RPM. So, and Operation Overdrive too, so yeah, I can say that too. What they basically do is they find a flower, it's very rare, and they take pictures of it, and they're like, all, like, hey, let's take a picture of it, together, so that, if we put it in the paper, people will know that we found it first, And then afterwards, they get a call from Gosei saying that there's a monster attack, and then they go in the city, the Rangers, they morph, and they fight Vrak or Vrak, or whatever you want to call him. And surprisingly, he was in his Yumaju form, which if you've seen Ghost Sager, he's seen in that armor after Warstar is destroyed. Spoiler. And basically, he is now under working for the Toxic Beast, aka the Yumaju creatures. And he gains the form of what's his name? What was he called? Chupacabra of the Blader Run, I think his name was. And after he had lost the whole Warstar persona. But in this one, he actually is still under Warstar, but he just has a different form than he has on the Warstar ship, which is kind of interesting. I guess they're gonna combine him, working for the Yumaju into, I guess it's all gonna be consistent because like it's still like an important plot point. Maybe people think like, oh, maybe they just made a mistake. Maybe they're like, did not air it correctly. I mean, well, first of all, why would they show Vrak having the? I mean, they are already foreshadowing that Vrak has multiple forms already. So that this is an important plot point, even though we don't know it yet. Especially later on in the episode where Noah himself basically says, well, the guy they saw, he was a little different. He wasn't exactly a bug because later on, Warstar is an alien war what can I say? It's an alien war race. So alien bug race. So for him to show up not as a bug, kind of raise some questions, towards Noah, which I actually like that. Even though it was kind of pushed to the side, for Emma and Gia's episode to develop more, it was still pretty good. What is happening next is that after Vrak sends the Loogies down to, I guess, analyze the Rangers' fighting ability, I like that too. I like how these villains, not only are they trying to study more about the humans, they're trying to study more about the Rangers and how they fight together. And he's like, interesting. They fight together pretty, accurately together. And Gia and Emma are pulling off stuff, double teaming the Loogies and stuff. And then after the Loogies are defeated, Vrak retreats. And thus, they power down, and Gia and Emma are basically going, doing whatever they're going to do together. And back on Warstar, Vrak sends his ship back to the Warstar ship, and transforms back to his original state. I guess because I don't think it's kind of confusing because does Admiral Malcor know about his other form, or is he just hiding it? Because he doesn't want him to know about it. Know about it. And also, oh yeah, I forgot the monster of the week. This week's monster is actually a female. her name is Bizarro, aka Queen Bee. You know, the Queen Bitch. I mean, I'm saying. Basically, she uses her like venom, or like her venom or something like that, to like make the girls fight each other with one part of her ability. The other part is basically using her ability to control guys into doing whatever they want for her, but leaving their free will intact, which means that yes, they can, you know, still have like the monster roam. They still know what they're doing, but they can't stop it, and they can still speak what they want to say, you know, unless of course she makes them, like, you know, not talk. But which is real funny, because that's what happens in, like, well, I'll explain later when I finish reviewing the episode. So Noah and Jake are in the computer lab, you know, talking about the whole thing with, you know, Vrak, and you know how he is, you know, he's different from the other World Star aliens and stuff. And Jake's like, oh, I want to go outside and play soccer. Hurry up, man. You know, blah, blah, blah. And that's when Bizarro attacks. And then, you know, they go outside, they morph, and they fight, and proceed to get their asses kicked. And they're the first ones to get affected by her venom. Next, or her sting venom, whatever you want to call it. Then the other Rangers show up. Troy, Emma, and Gia all fight. Troy steps in first, but proceeds to get his ass kicked too, and thus he is affected by Bizarro's venom as well. And then Gia and, well, actually no, before all that happens, Bizarro catches Gia and Emma at the mall, you know, getting their photos done for the plant that they just, you know, just took for, and she hits them with this this, you know, the venom I told you about, to make them hate each other. Now, you know, as a you know, a kiddie show, they're not gonna like go all out with the whole fighting thing. At least to me, it didn't seem like they were like really fighting. They were just constantly kind of bickering or whatever. I mean, I would like to see more of them like actually confront each other and like push each other or whatever. You know, be like, you know, get out my way. You know, I ain't gonna say all that, but I'm just saying, like, if the show was like for like teenagers, it would have definitely been more of a dramatic if like the Rangers started, you know, actually fighting each other, you know. But it's whatever. So anyway, they just walk away after they, you know, have a little fight or whatever, and Queen Bee's all laugh like, "Ha, you know, I did that, yeah." And then, you know, I can cut to the fight. GM are basically getting their ass kicked too, and man, like when they got their when when they got their asses kicked this time, like she like literally kicked both of them like across the field into the other side of the goal, and I was like, damn, like, like they were like bouncing and jumping. I was like, God, that girl kicked their ass. And then they power down, and they still argue. And plus, there's not much Ghost say. He just basically just talks. He doesn't really like show up in appearance. And this is already the 5th episode, and they're not even in the command center much. I mean, they have been in the command center since episode 1. Like, what's the deal? Like, are they gonna, you know, cut the budget for, like, you know, the command center? I mean, like, it might as well use it. I mean, it's there. I mean, I don't know. It's a set too. I mean, they can, you know, they have other places they can go to. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, they proceed to try to see if they can. Oh, actually, no, wait. Before that happens, after they got their asses kicked, Bizarre actually commands Jake, Noah, and Troy to take her back to her hive, and like they basically like carry her away and shit. Though they aren't really happy about it, because of course I told you before that because it's only their bodies that are against their wills to be able to do what she wants. They can freely say, you know, how comfortable they feel about it. They're not like, oh yes, mistress, oh, you know, they're not brainwashed. Just their bodies are being affected by this effect, and they can control whatever they do. So if it's like in the next scene we have Troy like filing Bizarro's nails. We have Noah rubbing her feet. Ugh, God. That was nasty. That was just freaking nasty. And then he's like, you know, he's like, she's like complaining about how her, you know, he's not really doing a good job with her feet. And he's like, I'm trying. And he's like, don't talk back to me. And she actually forces Jake to hit him in the head with a fan. And you know, that joke was funny. Like, the expressions on their faces was funny. I mean, yes, people can say, you know, like, Troy, he really could have, you know, been more expressive with his emotions and stuff. Like I said before, he's the only actor I see in this show that's lacking. That's the only thing. The show would be better if all the characters would just be, you know, very convincing. And I'm not saying that he may not be a bad actor. It's just maybe you know, maybe he's just, I guess, if A, they want him to act like this, or two, you know, he's basically just not used to acting, and maybe he's, you know, kind of trying to get used to it. Maybe in the next couple episodes he'll probably get better. But I don't get, it's like, how does he act, you know, better in ADR than he does when he's actually acting himself? That doesn't make sense. But anyway, so Gia and Emma basically still arguing, bicker and stuff, and Emma that says like, you know, she's looking at the branches and stuff, and like, you know, things around the forest, basically saying they went this way. Gia, she's gonna be like, no, fuck that bitch. They went this way, and they split up, you know, go the separate ways, and Emma finds the Rangers first, and she morphs, and then she's actually captured by Bizarro until Gia shows up and tries to fight her off. And then she proceeds to use the Land Brothers cars to make her blasters and stuff, like, you know, different blasters and stuff. The Rhino Blast, the Beetle Blast. We are did that Beetleborgs reference. And Dino Blast, I think. And she actually holds her own pretty good for a while until like afterwards she starts losing and stuff, and ultimately like Ghostface finally does something useful and actually tells the Rangers like, you know, friendship is what can, you know, overcome the spell. And I'm like, duh. And there's this one little thing where like Troy basically was like, you know, bring up the fact that like, you know, they're being under a spell or something like that, and it's like, we already know, dude, you ain't gotta say it like that. And the way he said it, it just sounded funny. It's like, I can't take you seriously, Troy, when you say stuff like that. It's like, it's not what he said, it's how he says it and stuff, you know? Just saying.